Is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live event. Just gonna move a couple of things around here, kind of adjust, make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, and fill out some of these bald spots here. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can't really see what's up here though. We gotta get some of these up there. Yeah. All right, as the title suggests, we have multiple mystery knives to give away tonight. Oh, it looks totally different on the screen there, and we're missing a spot way out here. What should we put right there? We can just adjust. We have multiple mystery knives to give away tonight. 12 left. Each winner will pick 2 mystery pouches and keep whatever is inside. All right. There we go. Sorry, just adjusting. How to get it aesthetically pleasing. Good enough, I think. How is everybody doing? Here we go. Hello, Kyle. How's my child that you recently adopted doing? It's doing perfect. It's had a lot of like me time. It's, you know, I used to sit every single night, like when we watch TV, I would sit there with a knife, and I don't do that as much anymore. And I think it's just like the way that I enjoy this stuff has changed. Anymore, I'm like really pretty obsessed with keeping everything nice and safe and like, you know, organized and locked away. So I don't get a lot of this stuff out and sit. But the ear knife I did, I just sat there and flipped it multiple nights in a row. Huge fan. We're going to talk about that here in just a bit. Bradford Mitchell, thank you very much for those memberships. Congrats to the people who won. Prototypes for my knife will be arriving any day. I did see pictures of them, and I am extremely happy. Really happy. I'd say they are 98% of what I want. So this prototype phase 3 will essentially be, you know, what you can expect to pick up for yourself, save for a couple teeny tiny details, but yeah. Yep, super excited. They're on their way. Literally will arrive any day. Could be tomorrow, could be Monday. My guess is it'll be sometime next week when they arrive. We'll see. Buy a prototype box. They're sending me 2. They're going to send me 3, but they're going to keep 1 there with them so they can, like, you know, make adjustments and things. And I guess it makes it easier to make adjustments. Thank you very much, Shay, for the memberships. So they sent me 2, and I will be giving away 1 of them during the event. Everybody keeps asking me when that is. I have to get the prototypes in first, and then I have to make a video to announce the prototype, which I'm considering actually doing live, like a random middle of the day live stream. I don't know if I'll do that or not. But they have to get here, and then I gotta make an announcement video and show all of the prizes and then set a date, and then we'll, you know, I mean, if the prototypes arrive in the middle of next week, then I'll announce that the giveaway is on Friday. So it could be as early as next Friday. You love your Shiro's action. Knives a similar action. Like, Herman's probably right in there. You know, I think some Shiro, like, production Shirogorov knives feel a lot like Herman. Definitely like your Holt knives and like your Konigarius, I think, has similar action. Yeah, right in there. You can see up my nose in the reflection. Sorry. It doesn't look like anything is moving on the reflection of that that dagger there. Oh, you know why? It's because I had paused the live stream. I see. Oh yeah, you guys can kind of see me moving around. That's funny. Yeah, that dagger's pretty shiny. You like the layout this time? I have the coolest job ever. Thank you. I like to think I have. This is the like if I could like sit down and someone's like, you can literally have any job you want. I think this is what I would pick. So thank you. I am very appreciative that you guys let me have this job. Thank you. I went through my office. There's a back corner of this office. Like everything's organized. Like the shelf that I keep all the stuff that's to review on, just to my right. It's all organized. I have like stuff that's coming up that, you know, I want to keep a lot of the brands together and kind of keep the oldest stuff on top so I know what needs to be reviewed. And everything looks pretty, you know, together. Obviously, all the knives are in Pelican cases and Nalpac foam. There's a back right corner of this office where it's absolutely chaos, and I hate that corner. It's like where a lot of the knives go that like I'm going to give away, and they're in boxes, but they're not organized. They're just kind of there. And I finally tackled that corner today, and I went through. I was like, man, there is stuff back there that is so old. I am not kidding you. Does anybody in here, this is going to sound unrelated, but it's related. Does anybody in here do HelloFresh? Where you have the food sent to your house and like you have the meals and you can cook them? I just want to know if there's some people in here who do that so that I can put this into perspective. Used to. Okay. So, you know the size of that box, right? The box that the HelloFresh food comes in? I have one of those filled to the brim of knives that I need to give away. That's it, literally full. I mean, just looking at it, man, I don't know. I bet there's 80 pocket knives in there. And it was from cleaning off that shelf, and I was like, holy crap, there's stuff back here from like a year and a half ago that I never gave away. I found so much wild stuff. Stuff that I don't even remember where it came from. So yeah, like I'm gonna have to find a way to give away, like, I'm probably gonna do a couple of collection giveaways. Like I'm literally gonna take one of those Civivi rolls and just stuff it with knives and let somebody draw for it. Because I have to get rid of this stuff, and I'd prefer that it went to you guys. Not like I don't want it in here because it's nobody's enjoying it. Nobody's loving these knives. Are just sitting here. I want them to go to people who will use them or enjoy them or both. So, dagger belongs to the museum. Yeah, I haven't got this guy out for a bit. It needed some fresh air. Debris, any debris that lands on this thing, you can immediately see it because it's so shiny. But yeah, the Dion Nell, full custom, just absolutely perfect. A little nervous holding that thing. Not delicate. It's just I don't have any. There's no scratches on it. I love that thing, man. It's so perfect. He just absolutely nailed that thing. Lilac fold. Oh, the gold. Yeah. So this is the Herman Ishtar in the only black Damasteel. This is DLC Damasteel. So it's legitimately a DLC knife. I'm sorry, a Damasteel blade with a DLC coating on it, and then it has a gold PVD on the scales. That's a wild. They haven't done anything like this for a while. I wish they'd do more black Damasteel. I got out all the crazy stuff tonight. Every now and then I do this, and it looks like a huge flex, but really sometimes I like to get this stuff out because this is the stuff that people have the questions about, right? Like if you're brand new, it's got to be shocking to hear that there are multi-$1,000 knives that exist, and people have questions. So sometimes it's fun to talk about it, you know? I feel like everybody in here is used to me showing stuff like this, so it just doesn't register as a flex to me, and maybe that sounds really arrogant. I don't mean for it to sound arrogant. I just really like talking about this stuff. I mean, that's, you know, I'm just a little bit passionate about it. Just a little bit. What are the OTFs on the bottom? So both of those are Hawk Deadlocks. This is a standard one in aluminum, carbon fiber, and 20 CV. These are the OTFs that have no blade play. And, you know, I can't wait to handle Microtech's zero blade play OTF. I believe that they did do it. But this was the reigning king. A lot of companies have claimed to create zero blade play OTFs, and nobody's ever really done it but Hawk. But I bet you Microtech did it. And then this is a super special one in DLC Titanium, and then a DLC 20 CV blade. This is the John Wick 4 edition. And I always pride myself on this guy because this is legitimately serial number 4. Which I think it must say on the card. I have the box. Hold on. I'll prove it real quick. Nobody's asking, but I'll prove it. Keep this weird treasure chest. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Right there. There's the coins and the bloody pencil, right? But that's serial number 4 of the John Wick 4 Deadlock. Does that make it worth more money? I have no idea, but I just think it's cool. He asked me, he said, which one do you want? I said, yeah, what do you got? And 4 was available. I said, give me 4. I had to pay for it. Make no mistake. He still made me pay for it. But, yeah, I wanted 4. What's the steel on a dagger? It's N690. So which, you know, fixed blade rule is totally different. He's trying to achieve a mirror polish and keep a super pristine, polish on it, like over time. N690 is going to look great down the road. Fully custom. So the amount of money you pay for something like that definitely goes into the work. But N690 is still, to my knowledge, a pretty good steel for a fixed blade. Then again, this is a combat dagger that's more of a collector's piece. So it hardly matters. It takes a really, really nice polish. Will my knife have a cabbage my car to handle? Absolutely not. Excuse me. N690 and ABL are great fit. That's what I've heard. Fixed blade is a solid polish and it'll stay that way. That's what I thought was really cool. He told me, he said the polish is gonna look like that in a decade. So it stays not in the sheath. A lot of you guys have seen the sheath. If you haven't seen the sheath, let me show it to you. So the sheath was custom made by somebody else, and her name was kind of hard to remember. But look at the sheath. Ray skin and leather. Oh my god, the sheath is... A lot of people said the sheath is more impressive than the dagger. But I keep the sheath in a special spot, and the dagger does not stay in the sheath. It stays very well protected in a zero moisture zone. I've got a guy that wants to make me a custom mount for it here locally, and I think I'm going to take him up on it. It's Tom and Jerry. This game used to torture me as a kid. I'd always go to the local supermarket where you could rent the games. Remember going and renting single NES cartridges? It was like, when I was a kid, it cost like $4 to rent a game for 3 days. Something like that. And my parents, every couple of weeks, would let me rent a game. And for some reason, I kept renting Tom and Jerry. This game was so hard. I could get to the second level, and I could never get past it. MC's my stepdad. I like to think I'm everybody's stepdad, which sounds really creepy. It's more of a figurative, you know? More of a figurative stepdad. I'm younger than almost half the people in here according to my demographics, so... 37, if you didn't know. Everybody thinks I'm like 50, so thanks. Not that there's anything wrong with being 50, but apparently I sound like I'm 50. I'm 37. It's because of my exquisite articulation. That's what it is. My inability to control my temper. Also have a tendency to get frustrated about things that absolutely nobody gets frustrated about. That's probably why you guys think I'm older. I just turned 38. Enjoy being young. Kyle. That'll forever like be a moment. That's like a core memory now. Kyle, you just turned 38. That's cool to know we're almost the same age. I'll just tell people I'm 50. You know, I go to a show, I'll walk around just telling people, like, if people ask them, I just turned 50 this year. Oh, man. I'm dead serious. If I ever go to a show, I think that I would wear sweatpants and just like a generic athletic t-shirt and a ball cap. I always see pictures of people at Blade Show, and I'm like, is there like a dress code for this place? Like, man, like I just don't understand. I think I would stick out like a sore thumb, not on purpose. I just would want to be comfortable. 40, but I feel 150. Ouch, man. Jesus. Oh man. Just a couple of morning stretches to shave a few decades off of your internal. Off of the internal age. Holy cow. Wear tux. So, is something wrong with my Instagram? 2 people on my Instagram randomly told me happy birthday. Like, this one guy was real elaborate about it. He was like, oh, July birthday, me too. And I was like, this post has nothing to do with birthdays. Like, what? Is there something on Instagram that's telling people that my birthday's in July? It's not. It's in June. You're 47 with a 1-year-old? Holy moly. Congratulations. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the birthday. It was last month, but thank you. You're 70 and you look 50? Some people legitimately have that. I mean, I believe you. If that's you in the picture, I can't really see you, but you definitely don't look 70. My father-in-law is the same way, and I'll tell you, I mean, it's obviously genetic, but also he was a mailman, and I think he told me, I think he told my wife, and my wife told me that the amount, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they said he added up the total distance he walked while he was a mailman, because I think he was a mailman for 30 or 40 years or something like that. And he said he would have walked around the world 2.5 times. And I'm like, I feel like that's probably why, because he's 70. And he does not look, he goes out and golfs all the time. He looks great. He looks like he's in his 50s. I'm like, it's probably because you walked around the world 2.5 times. I get carded if I wear a ball cap, but if I take my ball cap off, you guys will never see me without a ball cap because my hair started thinning. And like if I, like if it's off and people see it, I don't care. But I just, I just prefer to wear a ball cap now. Staying active and eating well is 100%. And like also like drink a lot of water. People don't drink. I go out of my way to fill up one of those big Yeti cups multiple times a day with water, and I just drink it because you feel so much better. If so many times I'm like, man, I feel like crap. And I'm like, maybe I had too much caffeine or maybe something I ate. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just drink a gigantic cup of water. And I'm telling you, it improves my mood by like 50%. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not drinking any water. Because we're all conditioned to like not drink water. How many people are in here right now? 561. Okay. Let's talk about... So the other night, I think everybody's probably seen this by now. And this is officially it's the most expensive knife in terms of what I paid. And it's far and away the most valuable. How much is it worth? I have no idea, and I don't care. That's not why I bought it. I bought it because this represents kind of this culmination of like my knife journey, right? This is in my mind, like this is an example of perfection, like of everything that I could possibly want in a knife, like, and then like multiple layers on top of that. Anyways, it's a sharp by design arch nemesis, and the interesting thing about it is we've between Brian Nadeau, Levon, and of course Kyle, we've come to the conclusion that there are 4 in existence. I think Kyle told me that, and this is the last one of this 4 that exists like this. One of the semi-unique elements is that it is actually a contoured zirconium frame, and it's a zirconium frame lock, which is really cool. You don't normally see that. Zircotai inlays, right? And then, of course, the weave blade, and this is the part that makes it unique. This is milled into the blade, very intricately milled into the blade. Got a couple of spittle marks on it. Sorry about that. But only 4 exist with these milled blades, and I think, Kyle, if I remember correctly, you told me that this was the very last one he made. And he won't do it anymore because it destroys bits. So, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. I'm just being real careful with it. But, yeah, this is it's pretty special. Real special. Feel very lucky to own 2 Arch Nemesis and have one that's full dress. Thanks. It's been really fun to, climb that ladder. It is weird, like, having that now. I'm like, man, I don't know where to go now. Like, acquiring something that's on a level that I never, ever thought that I'd reach. I have no direction. Like, as far as up goes, I got a lot of sideways and backwards in terms of things that I want. But as far as up, I don't know. Because I don't actually desire anything that would be more than this. There are plenty of knives out there that cost $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. I'm not really interested in spending that much money on knives, and I can't afford that. So I don't know where I would go from here. I mean, I'm given enough time, I'm sure I'll figure it out, but I have no idea. What's the plural of nemesis? Nemesi? Nemesis? I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen an art knife that I really want. I've seen some really cool. I think what I would go for, like if I ever did spend more, it would be on something that was very unique in terms of deployment or lockup or some mechanism that allowed it to operate that was really wild. I think I would go that route. Nemesis? I don't know. Plural of nemesis is enemies. It's a gaggle of nemesis. Yeah, I like that one. I think that's it. Vegas Dad's got it. A gaggle. It's a whole gaggle of them. S-Tau 2 or XM18, those are 2 completely different knives. The XM18 you go after if you want like one of the holy trinity, and I mean literally that's not a term that is lazily applied. The XM18 is quite literally one of the holy trinity. And when I say holy trinity, many of you guys understand what I mean by that, but the original holy trinity in the context of knives is Ender XM18, 3.5 inch, the Strider SNG, and the Chris Reeve Sabenza. Those are the 3 holy trinity because they kind of represented 3 different, very specific corners of the American high-end production knife world back in 2012 or so. That's kind of like you want to specifically go out. In my opinion, the Hinder is the best of everything because it's got great action. The tri-way pivot is super customizable. Hinder's got his action, everything down. It's good availability. You can kind of get what you want. It's kind of the most satisfying purchase. But the Kunwu is like if you don't mind going with China and you want the really special, you want the contouring, you want the multiple means of deployment, I would specifically go after the DLC version because they DLC the whole thing, the frame, the hardware, right? It's Vanax. I mean, holy crap, Vanax, man. absolutely wild we can even get that on a production knife. If you want the special, if you want the special sauce, you're into all that, the little tiny intricacies, and then you go with the Tau 2, the S Tau 2. If you want, you know, sort of the American production knife holy trinity thing, then go with the Hinder XM18. Both would be excellent users. I have no idea which is going to be more durable. They're both going to be fine. The Hinder XM18's blade is going to be more robust. Probably handle a bit more abuse, but not anything extreme. Wait, Vanax Rosies? Is Oz Machine Company going to do a Vanax Rosie? Is that real? That's interesting. How's Vanax versus MagnaCut? I asked Levon about this very specifically. And Levon said Vanax is actually kind of like MagnaCut. And he said, I'm going to simplify it. And I bet you Laren would have a lot more to say. In fact, I bet you if somebody screen recorded this clip and sent it to Laren, I can see him rubbing his eyebrows like this idiot has no idea what he's talking about. So if somebody does that, Laren, I apologize. You're right. I actually don't know what I'm talking about. The way that Levon, who dumbed it down as if, you know, trying to explain it to like an 8-year-old, he said kind of. It's kind of like it. But Vanax has more corrosion resistance and isn't as tough, I think. But Vanax is still reasonably tough. I think MagnaCut is probably still going to have a better balance overall. But Vanax is really impressive for extreme environments where you would need that extra corrosion resistance. And it still has really awesome attributes. I just really love steels like MagnaCut and Vanax because it's like you use it and you just don't worry about it. You know, like you don't have to worry about corrosion resistance with either of them. They're so unbelievably stainless. I'm sure there are plenty of people in here who know better than me. But I mean, if I'm wrong or if I'm just like not explaining it very well, then you can just let me know. MagnaCut can be brittle. I think anything can be brittle given the circumstances, right? I mean, like, I think there are certain steels that nobody is going to define as brittle, like 1095. 1095 at 57 is not brittle, right? But like there are plenty of like most pocket knife steels would be considered brittle to people who are into fixed blades or swords. That's why you can't use a pocket knife steel. You can't make nobody's going to make a sword out of M390. It would just shatter on impact. 1095 at 64. Yeah, it'd be brittle at 64, but that's not optimal. I'm pretty sure 1095's optimal range is like it depends on the geometry and what you're using it for, but like 57 to 59 is where you put 1095 at. It's all about the heat treat, but it's also about the geometry. I think a lot of people have seen that video that Miller Bros did a while ago where it was a long time ago, they took a stock of CPM 3V and they put a huge chunk of steel in a vise and they put the 3V edge down on the steel and they hammered it through a block of steel. You know, they were demonstrating like their forging process. That's a geometry. A lot of people would refer to that as a parlor trick, but that's geometry. 3V is super tough, but it also had ridiculous geometry, and it split it like a wedge. Yeah, I mean, depending on, you can have properly heat treated this or that, but you got the right geometry, and if it's a very special, very focused situation, that type of toughness can really be accentuated or demonstrated properly. I feel like M4 is still pretty popular. I mean, I can gauge the chat, but M4 is one of those steels that you won't hear people talk crap on. The cool thing about M4 is it has similar edge retention to M390, but dramatically better toughness. And it doesn't seem to be a huge problem for companies to properly heat treat it. M4 is pretty great stuff. I mean, it's just not stainless, but it's almost always coated, you know? Yeah, not many companies use it. I wish they would. I mean, I think they just get fearful about, like, you know, corrode and stuff like that. Yeah, the Freak. Looking back at Benchmade, the original Freak might have been their it might have been their best knife. You remember that knife came out? Man, you could get that knife for 190 bucks, and it was that's a great deal. Back when you could get the Freak for, I think it started out at 175. And it had like the gray and black and red G10, and it had the gray coated M4 blade. Such an awesome knife. Oh, I can't believe, actually, I got a bunch of new, what do I have here that's new and weird? Yeah, it's right here. So the new Launch 16, they just sent it to me, and I noticed it's showing up on retailer, so I feel like I can show it. This is the Launch 16 in raw aluminum. Beautiful. And then it has a gray Tanto M4 blade. USA automatic, the best launch knife by a landslide, in my opinion. 160 bucks. This is, listen, even if you want to stack this thing up against Chinese knives for value and execution, like overall dollar for dollar value, I would put this up against a lot of Chinese knives in the same territory, and I would say, look at Kershaw. Look at Kershaw doing this. This is wild, man. Like, what a great value. I love this knife. Kershaw's killing it. I love that I can say in 2024, like, as somebody who started off with Kershaw, like, that was my first good example of a knife. I bought the Kershaw Blur, I don't know how many years ago, 16 years ago or something like that. It makes me feel so good that in 2024 I can say Kershaw is legendary. They're such a legendary, badass knife company. Still killing it and doing cool stuff that the community likes. Serving the surface level people and serving the enthusiast community at the same time. That's hard to do, man. Not many companies can say that. Making American people proud, making people all over the world, like, happy with their stuff. CRKT, a lot of people's first good knife was CRKT. I love CRKT. You know, they don't always make the most premium stuff, but I think they're a good company. I think Kershaw just has a lot of really smart, passionate people working, and there were years where they were doing some weird stuff, but they never fell off. Like, it just feels like the people who, like, are dedicated working for Kershaw, like, they all have their head on straight, and I just assume that they're just a bunch of really cool people. The M16, I remember, I've told this story before. One of my dad's workers left the M16. The first time I ever saw an M16, he left it on the job site. And I found it in my dad's truck, and I said, "Where'd you get this?" And he said, "Well, it was one of my workers." And he said, I'm a little worried about the guy. I'm not sure if I want him to have it." I think there was something going on. I think this guy might have been a bit of a bad apple, and my dad was a little nervous. And I thought it was the coolest thing that I had ever seen. I was like, man, this is wicked. So cool. Rexus RS, Gerber Air Ranger back in the 20th century #1. Gerber Air Ranger, I'll have to look that knife up. Hey, was anybody in Penguin Z0's live stream with me the other night? Or last night. It was last night. Was anybody in there with me? He actually answered my question. I sent a donation and asked him a question about Elden Ring. He answered it. Charlie actually talked to me. I mean, it was like 2 seconds. I know there were a couple people in there because there were people, you know, waving and saying hi. I asked him if I sent him a donation just to see if he'd respond. I said, how do you feel about the DLC versus base game Elden Ring? Are you enjoying it more than you enjoyed the base game of Elden Ring? I'm really enjoying it. And it was genuinely, I wanted to know. And he said, I really like it. I wouldn't say that I like it more, but I like it. And I was like, holy shit. He actually answered. He actually responded. I thought it was cool. Yeah, Charlie's a great guy. Charlie's got his head on straight. I'm 70 and platinum trophy Elden Ring solo. What? Holy moly, Wayne. That's amazing. Good for you. I don't think I have any platinum trophies. I'm not a true gamer. I have no platinum trophy. I'm such a filthy, stupid casual. Stinky, stupid casual. Now you know how it feels. Skylar, I am way easier to get a hold of. I'm substantially easier to get a hold of. I'm glad that you think it's special, but if you met me in person, you would say, yeah, it's not that special. He's not really that special. That guy's a sweatpant wearing idiot. Thanks for the videos. Thanks for watching the videos, man. Appreciate it. Console at Radon is not fair. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I just beat Bayle, and wow, that was pretty troublesome. I did summon for Bayle, and I also use the mimic tier, and a lot of people would say that I'm trash at the game for that, and that's okay. I also have many. I think it's pronounced Shadu. I think the correct pronunciation. I watched the video on this. Shadu. I have a bunch of those too, so I'm not anywhere near the get good level. But I did beat Bayle. I think it took me 8 tries, which is pathetic with the summon and the mimic tier. I'm still using Moonveil. I'm still doing my Moonveil and magic build, but I'm gonna switch it up soon. But I did beat him, and that was rough. Curse you, Bayle! Dude, that voice actor is amazing. I love that. Was so epic. Oh my gosh, that fight was insane. I've never seen anything like it. I listened to Asmongold define Elden Ring as more anime than anime, and that's the perfect way to describe that. If they don't make an Elden Ring anime, well, I'm going to be upset. They have to do it. I want to see an anime adaptation. Can you imagine that fight with that guy? Can you imagine the Bayle fight like in anime form? Holy moly. Trying to finish Bloodborne. It's called Berserk. I know, yeah. Well, that was a lot of the... I'm pretty sure the... is it Miyazaki? Oh, man. I really hope I got his name right. Pretty sure he was a big Berserk fan. I mean, he keeps putting that sword in the game, you know? I always get that sword. Y'all some nerds? Leedle. I mean, you know, it's a little heavy coming from somebody who's got both a SpongeBob profile picture and a SpongeBob reference in your name. Come on now. Yeah, anime's no longer like I don't watch a lot of anime, but I have my favorites. I love Dragon Ball, everything Dragon Ball. I love One Punch. I love Castlevania. Definitely a filthy casual when it comes to that stuff, but like I get it. I understand the appeal, and I think the more people who give it a shot, they'll understand it too. Everyone's a nerd. You guys are watching a live stream about pocket knives. Everybody in here is a nerd. It's okay. Can I get a shameless channel plug? Yeah, absolutely. Behind the Edge, member for 17 months. Can I get a shameless? Thanks for the giveaway. Yeah. Here, hold on. Give me a sec. Go to channel. Oh, I'm subscribed to you. Hey, he's got 2.23K. He's got 637 videos. Oh my gosh, absolutely described to Behind the Edge. Yeah. Just did a new Hinder Project X video. I haven't even checked that one out yet. K390 HRC results. There's some interesting content here, for sure. You've got short form and long form content. I love it. This is great. You guys should absolutely subscribe to Behind the Edge. Clearly I did. So definitely check his channel out. It looks like great stuff. Behind the Edge. I'm sorry. It's just Behind the Edge. So check him out. I bet it's more than 38 likes if you refresh it. You can't still order the John Wick knife. They're all gone. Periodically, you can find them for outrageous amounts of money on eBay. I think I saw one listed for $4,500. Don't pay that. Just buy a regular. I mean, they're already going to be expensive. What's the base price of these? $1,800, $1,600? Just get one like this. Like, that's the way to go. I think aluminum makes more sense if you're going to EDC it anyway. I have played with so many of these Hawk Deadlocks, not a single failure, ever. I bet I've deployed them, accumulated, like, all deployments accumulated probably over 1,000 times. Never once a failure. They're all tied now. Okay. Well, okay. Well. You paid $109 for a Kershaw Launch 16 at Knife Center and my $50 gift card. You got a sweet deal there, Daniel, for sure. That's the way to do it. Glock, no it doesn't. Don't say that. If it fails, you gotta clean it. Hey, Nice Fast, what's up? Casey. Casey Spyron. What's up? Hope you're doing well, man. That Nando custom is sick. Thanks. Thank you. We'll show it off again. Any opportunity I have to show it off, I absolutely will. Look at the milling. Look at the milling on this. Dude. Above and beyond. Above and beyond. Absolute insanity. Let's reflect. Get some cool reflections. Oh. Perfection. Dual hologram mirror edges. And that polish. It's really something special. Kyle, how did you actually... Can you type up how you acquired that in a short paragraph? Is he still in here? He might not be in here. He might have been like, I can't watch this. I never actually heard the story of how he acquired that. Because, I mean, how does one get that without buying it from some secret, you know, like NPC vendor that's like hidden behind a waterfall, you know? I traded a bunch of stuff for it. Are you serious? Wow. So I'm the third owner. Who was the first mystery? Was it like an auction purchase, or was it like a custom order, or he probably had to win a lottery to be able to buy it? Scott came Monday and Holy Mother, you were right. I know, right? That's great. I love that. I'm sure. I wish I could see the look on your face when you deploy the first time. You're like, oh my god, it's real. Just skeptical as hell until you deploy it and you're like, wow. I'm patient, but I purchased an Exceeds design. Availabler in April. Just for news, like, talk to me about back orders and wait times, please. Aver. Okay, I was gonna say. I'm like, I don't think that's a lot of syllables to not be a word. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta wait for the good stuff. People figure that out real quick. If you want one of the cool things, you gotta be super lucky and you gotta be right there ready to go. I'm telling you, sometimes, like, there's a special time, and I'm telling you guys, I feel like I'm onto something. There are certain retailers that drop things on Saturday mornings at like 10 o'clock, and I feel like that's the magic time. There's a weird magic time. Sometimes, randomly, on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, some crazy stuff drops. Patience is key. I waited 8 years for a tie scale for my XM24. got a PM2 today and you like it way less than your Microtech. I mean, that's hard. Like my man Microtech sets such a high bar. Carry the PM2 and use it. Use it. Just like carry it, get it out, use it. That's a tool. You might learn to love it. I love the PM2 and I used to hate it. You can get back in stock notifications, but I'll tell you, if you do that, it's very unlikely that by the time you get the back in stock notification for something that is exceedingly rare, it's very unlikely that it'll still be there by the time you click on it. Because there are people waiting and refreshing like on hour marks because they know these retailers stock things, or they have listings that are scheduled to go live like on the hour. So a good strategy is to refresh your favorite retailer the moment that like it goes from 59 to the 1 minute mark. Stuff drops like that. Unannounced stuff sometimes. NC Blade is a great place to do that. What's the blue and black next to the link card? That is the Shirogorov F3NS in Technicarbo and Vanax. That was a special edition knife that, boy, can you guys help me out on the price? I did pay full price, but I can't remember what I feel like this was over $1,500. Definitely smooth. Technicarbo, some super premium stuff that does look quite a bit different than our typical exotic carbon fiber. Really, really nice. It's like deep blue, almost like not really iridescent, but it's got kind of a weird glow to it, the blue, and then it has aqua in there as well. But really, really nice. Damn it, this lanyard. Stupid lanyard. Yeah, but I know it's Shiro, but I'm just saying that was a special edition one. I feel like they really made us choke it down with the upcharge there. You like the mirror on the dagger? I like that it's allowing you guys to see right up my nose. Real flattering. Makes me look super professional. And the bevel is bending my face to just be like this squished, like Lego man. Got a booger. I mean, at this point, what good would it do me to remove it? If you're gonna start like with Shiro, I honestly would recommend the base F3NS. I've maintained like unless you do. I feel like the best dollar for dollar value for Shirogorov is the F3NS if you can get one. They're like $900. That's obviously a ridiculous amount of money for a pocket knife. But if you're dead set on Shirogorov, I think that's going to give you the best example of all of what they're good for, right? If you haven't seen I have a super special Shirogorov. I have a really rare one here. This is I think it's the Arctic Dr. Death. This is a Damasteel Shirogorov. Tom Mayo and Shirogorov, Dr. Death, contoured, textured, titanium, Damasteel, and then Alatex, or silver carbon fiber. Pretty sweet, not cheap, not common, very rare. What's the music from? This particular song is Jackal by Konami. It's like some sort of a military game. Kyle Roberts, I tracked down the first owner. Oh, interesting. He custom ordered it. He asked for the basket with blade. Brian was reluctant but agreed and said never again. The lore on this knife is so interesting. It's so funny that like the only reason this like exists is because Brian was like, all right, I'll do one more. And it somehow miraculously made its way to me. That's so crazy, man. I love that there's like a weird story behind this. It's so cool. And all three of us have kept it absolutely immaculate. Kyle, you did a great job as a knife owner, by the way. I mean, I really respect your ability to like just absolutely love it and just keep it perfect. It's just amazing. I know anything that Kyle sends is going to be like super pristine and like within my general taste parameters. If you want to cry a little bit, I found the original price too. DM me. I fully expected you to make money on it. I hope you did. I mean, if you want to know, like Kyle and I are never going to tell you what the agreed upon price was between us. But Kyle said, "This is what I want," and I said yes. I think it took me 1 second when I saw the DM. I immediately after he DM'd me, I said absolutely because I knew it was worth that, and it was a fair price. I think he was a good. You know, it was a good price, but I really hope you made money on it. But yeah, send me the original price just for shits and giggles, man. You guys can guess all you want. We're never going to tell you. Because the reason is because it doesn't matter. And also because like I'm never going to sell it. So the value is irrelevant. I paid what I felt like it was worth. I mean, like Kyle gave me a number and I said it's absolutely worth that, and I paid it, and now I have it. And the reason I love this knife is not the value. The reason I love this knife is because what it is. The story behind it is super cool, and like the amount of effort that went into it is super interesting. But I would love to know what it went for originally. You didn't get it at table price, so don't worry. I figured. Knives like that don't do that, you know? A lot of people just, they have a hard time believing that knives can, like, dramatically increase in value, and they do. They absolutely, certain knives, absolutely. Some knives will dectuple in value, which is absurd, you know? But if not many of them exist, and they're super desirable, and especially if there's, like, a wild story behind it, you know, people want it. That's how it goes with everything. Where did that knife come from? Who made it? What's the story behind it? Who's got it now? You know, like, that stuff is really fun. As a collector, like, that's the stuff that gets my blood pumping. Your face should be in the corner. As soon as I figure out about these new things called computers, as soon as I figure out those wizard rectangles, I will put my face in the corner. They got these newfangled things with like, it's like a rectangle with like an image of another place on it. And I can't figure it out. But as soon as I, tinker with those things a little bit, I have an abacus and that's a real problem for me. I'm almost done figuring out the abacus, but as soon as I figure out these computer contraptions, I'll put my face in the corner, I promise. You guys don't want to see me during the live stream. I move around a ton. I can't sit still. I'm getting up. You don't want to, you wouldn't like it. When's a 500K show? As soon as my prototypes land. I have everything ready to go. I just need the prototypes to get here because I want to unveil it. I want to use the event as a means of promotion for the knife. Like, I want to do that. I'm just going to be clear about it. But I want to have it all here so I can say this is what I'm giving away. I don't want to say I'm going to give this away and not have it. Like, I want it to be here so that people can see it, you know? I feel like that's crappy to be like, I'm going to give this away, but it's not here. You just have to trust me, bro. Like, I want to have it, you know? Thank you for the donations, though. Moongoo 5e 1960. Does that say something? Moongoo 5e. I have no idea. 1969. Thanks for the donation. What a great night. Got a Heretic Medusa Flame Tie. DLC. My OG skills arrived. My MSI installed and while watching the stream. That's awesome. I bet you're having a great night. That's really cool. How's the baby? Great. She's super chunko. I call her, my nickname for her is Turbo Bebo. I don't know why I started calling her Bebo. Like I started calling her baby and I was walking around and like singing, you know, my baby, my baby. I'll just walk around and hold on to her and sing her stuff. And I started calling her Bebo, and then I put her in the stroller, and I walk around the house while I'm doing chores and stuff to give my wife a break, and I started chanting Turbo Bebo. So I refer to her now as Turbo Bebo. And she just lays there like, oh, okay. Parenthood is super weird, man. The stuff I say to my baby, just like sitting there, you know, because they're great listeners. They just listen. And stuff you just say. This is wild. There is a bit of baby banter, yes. Clever. R2 Bebo. The funniest thing that babies do, and like it scares me, but like what's really funny about babies, and like now this is my third one, and so we've come to kind of understand how babies work. They wiggle around a lot, and they're always looking at stuff, and their bodies are trying to like make connections with their limbs, and so they have no control over anything that they do really, and they're just slowly making connections. You know, it's like an AI like blasting a bunch of like simulations all at once. Like, let's just try. We have no idea we don't know anything about this environment. So we're going to pump out a whole bunch of like little entities, and we're just going to poke and prod. That's essentially how their brains work. And what's really funny is like the voice activation feature of babies. When it's learning, it has no control. So babies will be really quiet for a little bit. Like she'll be laying on her mat and looking at her little patterns and toys and stuff. And out of nowhere, she'll go, ah! And it scares everybody in the room. Just like max volume all at once. She's messing with the volume knob, you know, internally, and she turns it up to full blast. Full bass, full treble all at once. It scares me, it scares Amanda, it scares, you know, my kids. She just screams. Babies are so funny, man. Kids are funny in general because they don't have a filter. They just say, a lot of times they just say exactly what they think. It's the last pure form of like raw honesty. Like you eventually develop awareness and you become concerned for other people's feelings based on your perception of what they may or may not become offended by. But before that, you just are like, you just say it like, you just call it how you see it, you know? Which is great. I mean, it's kind of sad that we evolve away from that. We evolve further and further away from like legitimate honesty. Pure objectivity. You got me hooked on knives. Thanks, maybe. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. It's Randall style, but it's actually, so this was the logo there is the Knife Makers Guild of South Africa. That was a Dion Nell in Randall style. His dagger with a modified handle. The reason that exists is because I got so pissed off about the Taipan, the cold steel Taipan. The one I got, like, I love the aesthetic of it. I thought it was so cool. And when it arrived, it was the junkiest, goofiest grind I've ever seen. I got so mad, and I was like, I'm going to have a custom made. The only way to get the level of perfection that I expect is just to pay more money. And so Dion made me, like, my ideal dagger. Beautiful. Goku, what's up? Thanks for your donation. Very kind. Super generous. What's the blade steel of the new Nemesis? What variants will be available of your knife? Bonus question. What's your ring size? I'd like to make you a custom exotic material ring if you don't mind. Feel free of charge. Dude, that's super cool. My ring size, I'm pretty sure is 10.5. I think maybe 11. I think it's 10.5. The variations of the knife, we're not 100% certain on all of that yet. I got to make sure that I can offer a less expensive version of it that's not an integral for people who can't pay. You know, again, the price is pending. I'm aiming for 400 to 425. We're gonna see. I got to make sure that it's possible. But I want to do a less expensive version of it, at least one, and maybe down the road a budget version. As far as how many variations. We're going to have basic stuff, and we're going to have really exotic stuff. The more exotic that it gets, the more limited it's going to be. But the standard version of the knife, we should be able to open pre-orders for a while and let the people who really want it actually get their hands on it. God, it's already been an hour. Hang on, guys. Be right back. Okay. I think this live stream might run a little later than normal because it's just me at the house right now. I think they're all eating dinner at grandma's, which they do sometimes on Fridays. No, I haven't revealed the OEM of my knife yet. Thousand people in here tonight. I appreciate that, guys, at the 1 hour mark. That's really cool. The MKM Yipper, I feel like somebody else asked me about that recently, and I forgot to look that up. People get on me for not knowing about stuff, and it's so hard. I don't think people realize, like, how hard it is to keep up with everything. Like, I'm trying to review stuff. I'm trying to look at, like, retailers and news. Instagram, of course, is, like, blocking knife content from knife people. It's so harder to discover. So I have to, like, wait until people tell me about it. And oftentimes I'm super late. Like, I'll discover something a year after it released. There's so much new stuff coming out. Like, I can't keep up. I get comments all the time. It's like, how, like, you're so behind. I'm like, man, like, I have plenty of world first releases on this channel. But there's stuff, like, I can't be aware of everything all at once. How long till the giveaway? I don't mind answering this question over and over again. I just really want people to know. The giveaway announcement will occur the day that my prototypes arrive, because one of my prototypes is going to be a part of the giveaway. I want to announce my model as part of the giveaway. I want to reveal it, and then I want to do the giveaway with the prototype as part of it. And I want to give away everything all at once. I still have a bunch of knives that I have not revealed yet. Knives that are going to make everybody happy. Everything in that giveaway is going to be amazing. And the total value of knives in the giveaway is going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I want everything to be together. It will be worth the wait. I promise. I will deliver. Yeah. I think that's appropriate to do. Like, to give away one of my protos. Because, like, you know, the whole idea is to celebrate a milestone, but it's the position I'm in is because of the community who supports me. So it's super important to give away one of my very first prototypes to a viewer. That, I feel like I would be a shitty person to not do that. No, it has to be. It has to be random. It has to be truly fair. And that's what makes it exciting. Is it could go to anybody, but whoever it goes to will have it forever. Like it'll always be that first proto, and I'll send a bunch of stuff with it so that it can always be authenticated as an original first proto. Whoever gets it will get everything. And if they decide to sell it on the secondary market or whatever, if it becomes super valuable, great. Or if they just want to keep it forever, you know, whatever. I want to make sure that they get it and they can do whatever they want with it. Riley Coyote says, there's a family of wasps in my shed and I am so not about it. Dude, tackling a wasp nest that's been built inside of a tool shed is such a... That's like discovering a cave, like dungeon in Elden Ring. You're like, oh my god, such a mess. You go in and there's just some horrible fire cannon that's firing down a hallway at you, right? Man, or hornet's nest is even worse because they're way in the back and you're bottlenecked. Like, you have one point of entry, generally, with a shed. And those wasps know that you've come into their atmosphere because that air is so slow. And, like, a big body moves in there. And the moment you come through the door, all the wasps are like, hey, hey! Immediately, they're like, intruder! You know? They know. They panic, and they all fly after you. And you scream, and whatever thing. Most people go in there for some reason with, like, a garden rake. Which is that's not the right tool to equip yourself with. You know, you need like a long shot of wasp killer. It sucks, and you don't know where they're hiding. They go up in the rafters, so they get in the framework, and you can't get them all. So it's a multi-day battle sometimes. And you kill most of their family in the first go, so then they're out for vengeance because they have no direction in life anymore. They're just lost. Just only murder is on their mind. So the ones that are left over are like 10 times aggro. But they're worth a lot more experience after that. Because they've been buffed. They use HP up, attack up, all of that. Like, they're super buffed. So they're worth way more experience. But they drop nothing. I've always wanted to try the cup of gasoline trick, but I'm never brave enough to get that close. A pissed off wasp, like after you've killed their entire social, like you've murdered everyone that's important to them, and they have no purpose in life. Of course, they're out for vengeance. They're not programmed to think any other way. I don't understand how wasps evolved to be like that. You'd think they'd just give up, but they don't. They just dedicate to causing as much pain as possible, and they're terrifying. The sound of the buzz of a wasp flying right at your face with their ass pointed directly between your eyes. The fear that I experience when a wasp comes right at you, there's nothing like it, man. That's panic mode. We have evolved to feel nothing but extreme fear. 150 bucks for the HelloFresh box, and I'll give away half. The overall length of my proto, so the original protos, and I'll show them to you guys, but I feel like a lot of people are going to go, you should have kept the original size. The original size of the proto was 9¼ inches, and I said, this would be cool down the road, but I don't want to release it at 9½ inches. So we settled on 8.5. I definitely wanted to go bigger, and not everybody's going to love that, but my prototype is a big knife, and it's going to be a heavy knife. It's not an XL knife, but it's definitely what most people would consider to be large. And it is an integral, and it's titanium, so it's going to be heavy. But not uncarryable. I think the overall size is going to be... I have the plastic... The 3D printed model is right here. I'll show you the back of it. No, I'll show you the top of it. Right there. Real blurry. I have the 3D printed model. It's going to be fairly large. Three. Hold on. Let me measure it. Hold on. You're looking at 3.65 inches of blade roughly, and 3.5 inches of cutting edge roughly. My kids play with this 3D model sometimes, and they snap the tip off of it, so I'm having to guess. like father, like kids, they snap the tip off of my 3D printed model. Fuzzy Mutt, thanks for the donation. Bless a knife bro on MC's Patreon tomorrow, 6 p.m. CC. MC Patreon members giving away knives to knife bros who don't have knives, sharing the love. You guys are just doing that? That's really cool. I didn't even know you guys were doing that. Wow, okay. Hey, if you want to join my Patreon, it's right there at the top. I've linked it, pinned it at the top of chat. It's a big white oval. It says Metal Complex in yellow, my Patreon. You click on that. You can join for $1 a month. You can join for whatever amount a month you want. You can select that, but I would recommend the cheapest tier because it's no different than any of the other tiers. You gain access to Patreon chat, which is clearly where they're doing this. Private knife sales, which are from me and sometimes from the community. Heavily discounted stuff. Once a week Patreon exclusive content. Once a month Patreon exclusive giveaway. And also private access to my Discord, which is exclusive to patrons only. A lot of stuff for $1 a month. You can join. It's a good crowd. There's a lot of great people there. Or you can not do that and you can enjoy my content for free. That's awesome. I didn't even know you guys were doing that. I have to go check that out. I noticed people utilize the community chat feature a lot over on my Patreon, so that's cool you guys have set that up. That's awesome. I love that my patrons it's such a large community now that they're kind of their own thing. They kind of like they kind of do their own thing and don't really ask me, which I think is cool. Like, you guys do your thing on. If you have little groups and things over on my Patreon, I think that's great. Do it. If there's some good that can come from it, I think that's excellent. You should try to get your hands on American Ultimatum. I already love that. Sounds like a Souls boss. They make custom Mac and now a Riot version. They're awesome. I really want to Mac. Okay, yeah. Hey, send me a picture of that, please, Kyle. I understand it's just like a lazy request, but if you could send me a picture on Instagram, I would love that. Thank you. Name of the knife? My knife will be. It's currently Project Excalibur, but it will be called Excalibur. The Metal Complex Excalibur, which I think is interesting that the name of the knife actually has 2 X's in it. Has to be. My buddy, my local buddy who does all of the channel art is doing some fun concept art for just the milestone and like the celebration of the release of my first knife in general. But he's an excellent artist, and he is also a huge Dark Souls fan. It's no coincidence that the helmet logo on this channel is very similar to the Dark Souls Knight helmet. He drew inspiration from that, and he loves the general art style of Dark Souls. And I said, just total creative freedom. Would you create some like really fun concept art? And he said, no problem. And he sent me like the early images of what he was doing, and it's so epic. We're gonna change the channel banner to be like his whole theme. Oh my god, it's so epic. I don't like abstract art, but I do like, I guess like everybody likes art that like draws an emotion out of you, I guess. I always say that I don't understand art until I do. And like his style is so cool. He did like the really cartoony banner for the channel where it's like the knight like behind the desk and there's like a candle and there's a bunch of pocket knives like laid out on the table, kind of like the weapon shop in an RPG. And I love that he does the art in that style, and then he does a much more serious style, and it's really cool. So I'm excited to see what he cooks up. The Acid Bath is asking if the price is over 400. It's gonna be right around 400 for the model that I like, my ultimate dream. But I recognize that not everybody is going to want to pay $400 for a pocket knife, so ideally we'll have 3 tiers of this knife. On the release, best case scenario, you're probably going to have 2 tiers. You're going to have the integral tier, which is going to be the most expensive, and then we'll do a less expensive sandwich construction model that will be around 250-ish. I think. I don't know. It's hard. Don't take that for sure, because if it's Vanax, it's probably going to be closer to 300. Unless we decide to release it in like LMAX or something like that, which would be okay. Ideally, we would do a budget integral version that would be a G10 integral with 14C28N, so people could get like a budgety, not a legitimate budget knife, but if we could do something like right around $100, I think would be really cool. But that's probably a down the road thing. I'm dreaming here. We have not laid this out or anything. We're just about to reveal it. As far as everything that comes next, we still have to work that out. You're a professional abstract artist. Well, maybe I just don't get it yet, and I just have to see. You know, I gotta practice what I preach. I just haven't seen the right abstract art yet. Most abstract art to me doesn't look like anything. To me, it looks like baby dreams, you know. But maybe I just need to see the right art. I don't know. Given enough time and enough images, I'll find one. I promise you that my second design will be called the Spaghetti Wizard. Like I have to do a serious one, and then I have to do a fun one. If I do a second knife design, my first knife design will be like my personal ideal pocket knife. My second knife design will be the most off the wall, ridiculous, nonsensical thing, and I will intentionally try to design a really cool gas station knife, and I will call it the Spaghetti Wizard. That's a promise. I think it'd be cool to like you get a coin, or it comes with a lanyard bead that's like a bowl of coleslaw. Honestly, like an unironic rainbow titanium nitride coating would be pretty fire. Not gonna lie. Can you imagine that? Like some absolutely off the wall, like max ace energy gas station knife with premium materials, but like a rainbow titanium nitride coating. Octopus Tuesday high five surprise. There's probably a way to integrate all of the inside jokes. You know, like we did the pickles thing for a while. Do I still have a pickle? Did I ever make a pickle emoji? I did a sticker a while ago. I have a sticker store where I think you can get the Pickle Knight helmet with like Mitch, the guy who does the art, did like a pickle texture that we applied to the helmet. A lot of weird inside jokes over the years for sure. You have a pickle tattoo? That's cool and weird. But I mean, you did it. You know, it's for you. Your tattoos are for you. I like that you guys utilize the spaghetti and the wizard emojis. That's cool. What time is it? Oh boy, it's time to do the giveaway. All right. Ooh, gosh dang it. I wonder if the neighbor kids are ringing the doorbell. Hold on. Guys, hold on. I found a way to keep the doorbell thing from interrupting my live streams, but I still have to check on this. So give me 1 second. We'll do the giveaway, okay? Okay. I'm gonna put this stuff away, but since we have all the crazy stuff out here tonight, this stuff has to go back into cases and things. So here's another quick look at the dagger. Pretty sweet. I really like that one. Goes without saying. You got to just bear with me here. A lot of these are knives that I don't want to just move off to the side. I really want them like back in their little homes. But I promise we'll do the giveaway here real quick. Some of these, to save time, some of them will be moved off to the side, but certain knives have to go back into their areas. This melody is amazing. This NES melody is awesome. Alright, that guy's gotta go. That guy's gotta go back there. That guy's gotta go. That guy. That guy. What else needs to go? That one. Definitely that one. Probably some of the Hermans. Certain special babies just really gotta get back in their little homes. It's a cool one. Love that skiff. Damacor, Zerkatai, Nasty. Skiff is a slept-on USA hyper high-end production. Mid-tech, I guess. Semi-custom. I mean, a lot of people say that's full-on custom, but look at the detail on the freaking pocket clip, man. That is just nasty. That's premium Zerkatai. Really beautiful. I think the rest of these, well, that Herman's got to go back in. A lot of these now can kind of just be moved just slightly. It's not that I don't care about them. It's just like, you know, you got the ones that you're a little nervous about. Everybody does. Okay, you got to do this. There's 1,200 of you in here right now. You got to do this. How to enter. Link in the description. If you're new and you're just commenting in chat, that's not enough to enter. You actually have to go to the description, open the description, and it says enter here on a link. It's not a, you know, I'm not trying to trick you into buying something. It's just how I keep all the comments in one place, the entry comments. So click on that video. It's a short video about, like, you know, the rules and things. It's pretty simple. Basically, leave a comment, a single comment, keep it PG, get yourself entered, and then you're ready to go. Terrence Funderberg, thank you very much for the donate or the memberships there. I appreciate that. Congrats to the people who won. I did charge the iPad. Okay, I feel like everybody's kind of got it. Oh, so I've been really enjoying the Seiko Marine Master 300. Really want an LX. I don't want to pay full price for an LX. If you have an LX, a Seiko LX lying around, and you'll part with it for a reasonable price, please feel free to email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram. Just curious, just seeing what's out there. It really depends on the price. I'm going to be honest. I'm looking for a good deal, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know, but I don't want to pay what those go for. So, but I do want a Seiko LX. Okay. So we have 12 left of the mystery pouches. We'll do 6 here, and we'll do 6 here, and we'll make room for the iPad. I did go through these and look and see how many premiums were left, and it was lacking in premiums. So I removed 2 of the basic knives and added 2 more premiums to make it a little spicy. I believe there are 3 knives that most people would consider premium left in there. Everything else is budget or mid-range. So, trying to make it interesting. Either way, everything that's in there is cool. Everybody will be happy if they win. Give me a sec. You're just pulling up the link. Type 1 if this is your first live stream with me. Just curious. Mega Man. Classic, classic. A lot of first timers in here. Look at you guys. Look at all these newbies in here. I love that. That's great. That's cool. Whole bunch of new people. That's excellent. I hope you guys come back. We have a lot of fun. I give away a lot of knives. Every week. At a bare minimum of 4 knives a week, so. Fork on them! One guy. I'm glad that the general mentality is even if I don't win, I'm still okay to be here. Like that's what we try to do, you know? Even if you don't win, it's still a good time, you know? Gets a little weird sometimes. Okay. We got the website up. We're going to refresh the page. This is commentpicker.com, and we're utilizing the YouTube version of this. Here is the link that you all entered under. I'll let you guys take a look to make sure that it's legitimate. There you go. Filter duplicate users is on. We're going to go down here and get YouTube comments. And we're going to let that populate. I think 12 to 1,300, maybe 1,400. There's 1,353 people in here, so probably closer to 1,400. Maybe a little over 1,400 comments. There's always a few people who have to leave and do whatever. Ooh, is it more than that? Oh, geez. Okay, it's 1,638 comments. So still a good chance that the winners are in here. If they're not here, we move on in 2 minutes. So if you win, be ready to let yourself, or I'm sorry, make yourself known in chat. The first winner tonight, you get to pick 2 pouches, is Giants Nerd. Good luck, everyone. He has a picture of a pocket knife right there. This is the winner. Congratulations. Let's find this person in chat. I sat on something. What did I sit on? Oh my gosh. A lot of stuff. Jeez. Where you at? Where you at? Easily identifiable profile picture. There he is. Yo, I'm here. Mark Williams. What's up, Mark? So happy. So happy for you. So, you guys get your congrats in real quick, and then let's slow chat down so that he has an opportunity to make his selections here. Mark, you have 1 through 6 up top, 1 through 6 on bottom. You can choose 2 from the top, or 2 from the bottom, or 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, but 1 would be here, 6 would be here. So give me 2 numbers and just specify the rows. Just so everybody knows, the reason his name is different is because his username is different from like his identification for the profile. It's pretty common. Top 2, bottom 4. Top 2, bottom 4. Let's find out what you got here. Top 1. Oh, you got the new Pyrite Light. That's the blue one. That's the one that I want to keep for myself. But so I did. This is not the review sample. That means this one is legitimately, absolutely brand new. I mean, when I say review sample, I carried the other one. So that one's completely brand new. That's probably one of the best budget knives on the market. I think you can still buy this knife on Amazon for $30. It is ridiculously good, and you will very much enjoy carrying that one. Very cool. I think that's the coolest aesthetic they have right now, so congrats on that one there. And then the other one here, you got one of the premiums. So that's the Kerix in M390, and then you have, like, I think that's the Arctic carbon fiber. Contoured diamond textured titanium. That's a fuller flicker, I guess, and then also a front flipper. Probably, I think those are about 200 bucks. So there you go. Very nice. Very cool carbon fiber there. Very nice ergos. You'll enjoy that one as well. So congratulations. You got one of the primos and one of the budget ones. Please email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com with your first and last name, your full shipping information, and the exact 2 knives that you want. Those details are very important. It makes my part of this much easier when you provide all of that information. Please don't be concerned if I don't email you back until Friday of next week. That's when I do my shipping. You will get tracking. You'll get your knives. But congratulations. Good deal. These will go back in their pouches. If I have the original boxes, you'll get them. I'm pretty sure I have the one for the Carricks. I'm not sure about the Pyrite Light, but most people don't care. So there you go. Those are yours. Okay, we got 5 and 5. Take a breath. There's still hope. There's literally hope for everybody. Technically, as Schrodinger's cat, a good analogy for this. Everybody still, you can still win. The cat's neither dead nor alive right now. Is that right? Am I like doing the right analogy here? The cat is moose right now. The cat is literally anything at the moment. All right. Someone will win. The universe decides. The universe decides. The final winner for this evening, and I will hang out after the live stream for those of you who enjoy the old school style where we just sit out around and chat. We'll do that afterwards if you want to hang out. I'm just a dad. He's just a dad. Look, he is. He's telling the truth. His kid's right there. He says, Friday MC giveaway extravaganza. Thank you. He's just a dad, guys. He's just a dad. Just a dad. Just a cool dad. You know he's a cool dad. Look at him. Yeah. Hell yeah. You won. Congratulations. Let's find this guy. God, I hope he's here. That's a cool profile pic. It's a sick. It's such a perfect image and a perfect profile or a perfect name there. God, just a dad. Come on, you gotta be here. You can't bless us with this beautiful image and not be here. He's right there. He says, what? He's right there. I just saw him. Said, I'm just a dad. Right there. We see him. He's right there. I'm so glad he's here. I was going to be bummed out if he was gone. I'd have still given you prizes if you emailed me the next day, but I'm glad you're here. All right. All right, Dad. Come on now. There's still 2 premiums left in there, but hey, you'll enjoy whatever you get. Chat, give him slow down a bit. Give him a chance to tell me what he wants. 1 to 5, 1 to 5. Specify the number and the row, and we'll open them up. He says, I'm in shock. That's what I like to hear. Nobody expects to win. Nobody thinks it's real until they win. That's the best. Hey, skepticism is okay. You got, especially if you're new. They're like, there's no way this guy's really doing this. You got to be skeptical in 2024. You give me 2 picks here, and I'll pull them out. I'll open them for you. One top, bottom 5. All right. I like the strategy here. That's a solid strategy. We got 2. Oh, I just reviewed this. What the heck is the name of this one? The little 14C28N flipper. Great profile. It looks a lot like the Honey Badger. Super great little EDC knife from Migron. Inexpensive, but really cool. And you get a titanium pocket clip with it. God dang it. What the heck is this thing called? People say another Migron. Do you guys know how many knives Migron sends me? I just told you I have a box. I got 80 knives back there. Somebody help me out with the name of this one. I know somebody knows. Somebody in here. The hive mind. Anyways, that one's yours. It's a good knife. Second one. You got the other the other pyrite. There you go. The pyrite light. 2 excellent daily EDC knives. Congratulations. Again, I really think this is this has a good running for like budget knife of the year at the value. It's really, really good. That's the one that I personally carried and used. It's a little bit more dusty. It's not beat up, but I mean you'll be able to tell that I carried it for, I think it was 3 days before I reviewed it. So that one's been in my pocket, if that means anything to you. It might have some of my gross pocket lint in it. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that one's yours. So, congratulations. Please email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com with your first and last name, the exact knives that you won, and of course your shipping information. And again, don't worry if I don't email you back until Friday. That's just when I do my shipping. So I'm not leaving you in the dust. That's just how we do it. But yeah, those are yours. Congrats. So 2 more premiums in there. Nobody's drawn yet. I won't put knives in here that I don't like. I always try to put stuff in here that I like, even if I'm critical of it. So no matter what, it's always going to be good stuff. All right, let's get some of these back out here. All right, we'll hang out for a bit. Just a bit here. Quick recess. Un momento. Alrighty. Okay. Are these giveaways too? No. No, these are my personal knives. But I'm telling you, you know, a lot of people think, like, I've had people say, like, why do you lay out all the expensive knives and then you don't give away knives that are of equal value? Are you, like, baiting people? No, I lay out knives that I think will be fun talking points or just people, you know, knives that people like to talk about. And then I give away stuff, a lot of stuff that I get for free. And that's just how it is. You know, it's not like a tactic. But the 500K / 600K giveaway will quite literally include knives that are of similar value to the stuff that's on the table. There's some absolute ridiculous stuff that's going to be given away for that event, and I can't afford to give stuff like that away. But I have prepped this responsibly, and I want to give away wild things. Everything that's being given away, I believe, has a value of between 500 and like 1,700 or 1,800. There's definitely some nearly $2,000 knives that are going to be given away. Better prepare for 1 million. I don't even know. That's the problem. I really hope this sub thing slows down. And like, it's no secret. Like, people look at my content and they're like, this guy's got 620,000 subs. And his videos are like 5,000 views to 30,000 views. Like, they're right in there. The reason that is because the vast majority of the more recent subs, they came from YouTube Shorts. I had a short that got 15 million views. That one short generated 80,000 subscribers. But the algorithm doesn't dish my regular content to them. So they only see the short stuff. So, like, as far as like the core community here, I would say there are 80,000 to 100,000 people that watch my core content. And the rest of those 500,000 people are not seeing my regular stuff, you know? So, but that still though, those are, you know, while a ton of them are bots, like maybe 100,000, 200,000 of the subs could be bots. Who knows? I don't really care. But either way, the channel's growing and it's still, the algorithm is still reacting to the sub count. So I'm still benefiting from it. And that wouldn't have happened if the real people who subscribe and watch the channel didn't do that. So it's still appropriate that I give away crazy stuff. But the end of that, the end of that statement is, I have no idea what I would do for a 1 million sub giveaway. I don't get paid on subs. There's no benefit to just the sub count. I get paid on real content, right? A real content interactions. So it's cool that the sub count's really high, but it's you know, it's not perfectly reflective. If you want to get a good idea of how many people are actually interacting with this channel, go to Social Blade, type in Metal Complex. I think this channel gets anywhere from 4 million to 12 million views a month, and that's the actual engagement. It's not a huge amount on any individual video, but I have so many uploads that there are tons of people interacting with all sorts of content all over the channel. You know, so this channel is a little bit different in terms of what you would typically expect from a YouTube channel. I don't know why nobody asked, but if you ever wondered like why are his views like all over the place, that's why. I cannot give away a car. I'm not that popular. I'm not. A lot of people look at the sub count and they just automatically assume this guy has to be like filthy rich. No. But this is a passion project. The whole channel is a passion project, right? I'm glad that I can do it for my job, but my goal is not to get rich. My goal is to do what I love and share my thoughts with a community who may or may not disagree. But, you know, I'm doing what I love. The fact that I'm getting paid at all is amazing. Can't complain. Kids got home from summer camp, gotta go. Hey, I understand. Go be with your kids. What do we got in here? We got about 500 people left. I think it's a good time to give away some memberships to the core crowd. It would be almost a year, but I lost 5 months. It's all right, Derek. I mean, like, I don't expect everybody to stay members forever, but that's cool. I appreciate your dedication. Either way, and I absolutely believe that you've been here. You've been a member for a year. Let's do 20. I'm going to give away 20 memberships here real quick. You guys have been really, really kind about donating tonight, so let me give some of that back in the form of memberships. If you get a membership, you won't be obligated to continue to pay. You'll have a membership for a month. And if you want to keep it up, great. You'll maintain the benefits. You'll have a badge and you'll gain access to the exclusive emojis. But after a month, if you don't want to keep those, that's perfectly fine. Enjoy the free memberships to the people who got them. Dreamweaver gifted 10 more memberships. That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you. I think about this YouTube thing a lot, and you know, I'm not I'm not stupid. You know, at some point, and it'll happen. You guys, you know, like it's a natural cycle for like the content creators you enjoy. Like I spent like a decade really enjoying like PewDiePie. I was a big fan of PewDiePie, and like he's kind of sailed off into the sunset. I think he has a perfect. He's kind of just doing whatever now, and he still gets like millions of views, but he's clearly retired from YouTube, and he's got more money than he knows what to do with, and he can do whatever he wants, and it doesn't matter, and he's kind of ending his own way. The fate of this channel will almost inevitably be that I fade into obscurity, and that's okay with me. I don't expect to do this forever, but I love knives so much that if in the next year or 2 or 5 years, or I mean, holy crap, if I'm around for another 10 years, that'd be a miracle. But whatever the end result is fine with me, because I was here and I did it and I accomplished more than I ever could have imagined. And I got to enjoy this hobby to much more than the maximum extent. So I'm already in a position that I could not have imagined, you know? So if the channel continues to grow and I see more success, then great. But if next year I just fall off and I'm reduced to, you know, a fraction of what it is now, I'm still gonna make knife content because that's what I started doing and that's what I enjoy doing. You know, I wouldn't stop doing it just because the channel became less popular. So yeah, at someday that'll happen, and that's okay, you know. But at some point, it's inevitable that Metal Complex will just be a memory. It's just that's how it is. Somebody else will come along and do this better than me. There are plenty of candidates out there. There are plenty of people out there right now doing this better than me. So it's just a matter of time. But I want to keep this channel going the same way so that somebody who watches my old content, somebody who watches my new content can say, this guy didn't really change very much over a long period of time. And some people will think that's cool and some people won't, and that's fine. But this is how I like to do it. This is how I enjoy this stuff. And the people who enjoy it with me, it's just like that's what I like. So I'm thankful for the people who have enjoyed this same type of content for so long. Who asked? Nobody asked. Why are you telling us this? I think I've said this before, that's the best case scenario for somebody who's a YouTuber that has a large following. You know, like they're obviously 620K is a lot of people, but in the grand scope of YouTube, it's not that much. But the worst case scenario is you do something awful and people, you know, like, well, you know, like the situation with Dr. Disrespect, it's like, whoa. Not good. Not a good way to go out. The best case scenario is you just kind of keep doing your thing, stay in your lane, and then people slowly forget about you. That is the best case scenario as a YouTuber. That's how I would love for this to end. It's just it's like a glass jar that's a candle. And it's lit, and it burns bright for a while, but eventually somebody puts the cap on it, and it runs out of oxygen, and it goes away. My dream for this channel to end is exactly that. I would love for that to be the case, and to just say, he was a knife reviewer, some people loved him, and some people didn't, but then he's not there. That's the best case scenario. Hey, can we do your 5K giveaway first? Got some bangers from different companies. I'll wait patiently. Thanks for everything. Can we do your 500? Oh, you mean like... Oh, you mean like right now? I don't know what you mean. The 500K / I mean, like, I have to combine them because with all those subs came in at the same time. Yeah, no, I get what you meant. Can't do it right now. I want to make it fair to everybody. There's so much speculation about like Burnout with me, because like every now and then I go to Reddit and I see what people are saying, and like there's like a lot of people on Reddit who just don't like me, and that's fine. Some of the stuff on Reddit's really funny. But so many people are like, how is that guy not burnt out? And people, you know, people believe it or they don't believe it. But the truth is like, there's a lot of stuff that I look at that's not interesting, but I still want to cover it because I know people are interested in it. But there's so much out there that I am genuinely interested in that, like, each individual package that comes to my doorstep, I think this really could be the next crazy thing. And there are so many innovators and there's so much competition now that competition, like, fierce competition in a crazy economy. The end result is always that somebody will shine with the ultimate golden light. And my goal is to always find that golden light and share it with everybody. I love finding something that is truly spectacular in a world of garbage. You find something that's actually incredible when the market, like today's market and the knife world, is so oversaturated with crap. Something that's actually good, it shines so bright. I love that. I feel like this whole thing to me is like farming for that tiny 0.01% drop. And when you finally get it, it's the biggest thing ever. And it's real, you know? I love that feeling. Dedicated to that feeling. I live to chase that fleeting, you know, emotional response. You're the first creator that got me into knives. I don't know whether to thank you or to curse your name. Just say no. I love that that's the general consensus. I'm flattered by that. Thank you, Andrew. Like, so many people say, like, I watch your content and I'm like, I get so hooked on this stuff. And I love it, but I also hate you. Oh, man. It creates a powerful relationship, you know? Almost bought a Tau 2 after a review. Tau 2 is pretty intense. I love your reviews. The live stream's been a treat. I'm glad people still watch the reviews. I'm really shocked to go back and look and see that some of my reviews from a few weeks ago or a few months ago are like at 10,000 or more views. That's amazing. Google is really pushing my channel, and I don't know what I did to deserve. Because, like, when I release content, I notice, like, sometimes it gets an explosion of, like, recommended views, and that's great. But a lot of my content gets a lot of views over time because the Google algorithm is recommending. Google seems to have associated Metal Complex with knife. And so when I Google certain knives, my name comes up a lot. And so I don't know how that happened, but I'm really happy that Google is like, yeah, that's like, it's a knife, so they should probably look here. I love that because that means like a lot of my old content is getting a lot of interactions. And I feel like that's kind of rare to have old content like be pushed like for such a niche thing. But ultimately the best result is that people who, they don't really care who I am. They're just interested in a product and they're wanting to see if there's information on it. And so they Google it and they find my channel and they're like, oh, here's a review on it. And then they're like, oh, this sounds pretty good. And then they get it and they love it. Ultimately, if they love it, that's the best result. So I love that that's happening. You love the short little unboxing? What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I bet 90% of people in here could quote word for word all of my intros and all of my outros. You put Metal Complex in the comments in every Blade HQ purchase. That's awesome. People watch like 3 videos in a row and you own their algorithm. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad that people will watch. I found that like on average, the average person who watches one video, according to my analytics, their average like in a row is 2.5. So they watch one and they immediately watch another and then part of another. That's good. I'm glad. But I want them to find something that they can love. I want them to say, I watched this and I bought it and I trusted this guy and I got it and I love it. That's the whole point. The whole point is that they got the correct information. You know? MC's the best ex-car salesman on but see, as a car salesman, that was the thing, is a lot, as a car salesman, you're always driven to sell whatever they want to buy. But I always felt really good when people came back and they're like, we bought this vehicle from you and we just really like the experience and we enjoy the car. And so our son or our daughter is, we want to get a car for them. And so we brought them back to you because we trust your opinion. Man, that always felt so good. I was like, oh, that's so great, you know? But as a car salesman, I couldn't do that. I had to sell whatever they were interested in, you know? Well, the music ended. That's weird. There, hold on. Let's go to number 3 here. There it is. I'm going to start that one over. But yeah, like that's what sucks about being a car salesman is like you have a quota, you have to meet it, you know? So if somebody's interested, even if you don't really like the vehicle, you kind of have to help them. I always tried to like, here's what's good, legitimately, and like, here's why you might want to look at something else. You can't afford the knives you promote? Here, 478 Mactown, I'm going to blow your mind. I have a playlist called Cheap Knives I Like. It's literally 250 uploads of knives that cost less than $75. Sorry, I had to think for a sec. Math. A lot of people don't know. They think that I only talk about knives that are expensive, and that's not true. I literally have 250 recommended uploads for cheap knives that I like. I have substantially more uploads covering cheap knives in general, but a lot of people watch my content and they think I only talk about the expensive stuff. Not true at all. Civivi Pirate, you mean CJRV Pirate Light? $30? Yeah, I just reviewed that one the other day. It's $30. I love finding the cheap golden stuff. I mean, like, you know, this knife, like for me, like this is one of those golden light examples. I spend over $5,000 on pocket knives sometimes. But the concept of a good, inexpensive knife is not lost on me, not by a long shot. The Civivi Vision FG at $78 remains to be one of the best purchases that anybody in this community can make. And the fact that this exists, I always laugh about this knife because it's like Civivi screwed themselves with this. This is so good, it like messes up the whole budget territory. It's so perfectly designed and so dependable. Nitro V, and you don't have to get the yellow scales, but the Super Lock and Nitro V and this wonderful profile, this is so good. Objectively good. Love this knife. So fun. Hey everyone, good evening. I'm on the edge. Thanks for the donation. Super kind. The Kaiser Brat too. Yeah, a G10 integral. That's so cool. That's so interesting. I love inexpensive knives. I think, people expect, like, knife enthusiasts to get on the ladder and only climb. And, like, people think that people who climb the ladder and, like, if you get into the territory where you're buying, like, multi-hundred or multi-$1,000 knives, that you lose sight of, like, you lose appreciation for the less expensive territories. And for some people, I think that's true. But for me, it's definitely not. I'm super excited to see what the ultra-competitive budget end of the world does. Because they have to. Like, that's a competitive market. So, of course, you're going to see innovation. You're going to see, you're going to see the limits pushed for a sub-$50 knife. I want to know what they're doing there. You're going to see stuff that in the past was exclusive to 150 be sub 50. That's just, you're going to see that. So, of course, that's super interesting, right? Where can you get my list? What do you mean my? You can go to my channel and click on playlists if that's what you're looking for. There's tons of playlists. I've sorted all of my content between knives I recommend, cheap knives I like, discussion videos. Like, the playlists have sorted my content so you can easily get through. There's so much. There's 4,300 uploads here, so it's a lot to go through, but the playlist can help you make sense of things and help you find what you're looking for. Rather than just waiting for me to upload random content, I always recommend people go to my playlist. It's a literal library of information. So that's where you should go. If you're new especially, like, that's where you should go. All right. I have to go make some food because I've had 4 beers and it's I need some food. So thank you all so much. 2 hours. That's a long live stream. Get ready. I'm going to reveal my prototype very soon. And I'm also going to reveal the rest of the knives for the giveaway. And then we're going to do the giveaway. A lot of people would say that this is... What's coming up is probably one of the craziest pieces of content that I've ever created on this channel. It's really going to be insane. A lot's going to happen over the next few weeks, so I would love for you all to be a part of it. I'm very excited, very appreciative of the people who put me in this position, you guys, so thank you very much. Congrats to the winners tonight. Thank you to my patrons. I hope everybody has an excellent rest of their Friday evening and an excellent rest of their weekend. Bye.